Ghost's discography covers a wide variety of moods ranging from soft, tender ballads to epic arena rockers. But I think we can all agree that there's one song in their discography that's just a little bit heavier than all the other ones. And we're talking about Mummy Dust here. And if you were lucky enough to click on this video, you are gonna learn it today. Isn't that neat? All you gotta do is grab your guitar and tune it to drop C, and that would be D, A, F, C, G, C. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that it's not as complicated as you may think it is. So tune your guitar down and let's get right into Mummy Dust. All right, oh, that got your attention. The intro is pretty simple. It's the Chug Riff. We're gonna come back to it later in the song, actually. Basically, we're just gonna play a power chord on the 2nd fret. And remember, because we're in drop C, which is drop D, it's the same thing. It's not, but you finger things the same way. We're just borrowing 2nd fret on E, A, and D. Like this. Our rhythm is 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So for 16th notes, we count 1 E and a, 2 E and a, etc. And 8th notes is just 1 and 2. How we pick that is we do a quick down, up, and then just down pick the rest of it. So we have 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and... That's going to be the same at the end when we're going... The Mummy Dust. That part, where I sound like Nathan Explosion. So that's that part of the song. Before we go on, I just want to shout out this channel, StratusFire. They've been uploading all these Ghost in-ear monitor mixes for all the different band members, and it's been really, really cool to hear just exactly what they are playing live in a more isolated setting. Some of them are more prominent, and you can really get a sense of what they're playing. And some of them are more like front of house kind of mixes. But it's a really cool channel, and it helped me a lot picking out Mummy Dust. To get to our main riff, we're just going to do a quick slide. And then we have what I consider the main riff of the song. Not that. Let's try that again. We have this little walk down on the A string. I'm going to use my middle finger, 2 with my middle. And I use 1 for my pointer. Or 1 I hit with my pointer. I've stretched that pinky after the 5th fret. And then what we could do if we wanted to be boring is we could play... Because we're bending 2 up to match the note on the 3rd fret. So it's going to be... So it's a half bend. It's not whole... It's not a lot of movement. And these are thick strings. If you're playing a drop C, I recommend you up the string gauge. But check it out. What I'll do is I'll actually use my middle finger. Middle finger is helping my pointer finger push the string. Then we have our second part, which could be played one of 2 ways. If you listen to Meliora, it's this. But I've been listening to a lot of those in-ear monitor mixes that have been popping up, and the ghouls are all playing this. So it's essentially the same thing. We're just changing one note up. But you do a slide up to the 5th fret. It's a slide to nowhere. If you watched the channel before, you know what that means. If you don't, basically I'm going to start on the 2nd fret. And as I slide up to 5, I add pressure to the string. So it's not like we have a starting note like this. But my target note is 5. So I land on 5 on the D string. Then I'm going to use my ring finger to hit 7 on G. Then I'm going to go back to that 5 on D. My middle finger is going to hit 6 on G. If you want to play like Meliora, you go back to 7 on G. If you want to play like the live stuff, you go back to 5 on the D string. The whole main riff is going to go like this. Meliora version. Yeah, so it really just the one note. It's not a big deal. Technically, you can play them both because you'll get that power chord. Might be a little much, but it doesn't matter. All right, so now if I hear these correctly, what I believe is going on is one guitar continues to chug this chord. The other one plays these notes during the... 7th fret on D and G. The next one is going to be 6 and 7. So what I like to do is I'll use either my middle and my ring or my ring and my pinky to play these. For now, I'm going to use my ring and my pinky. So all I have to do is lift that pinky, and I can already put another finger on it behind 6. So I can really go into it like this. If I had the luxury of playing with 2 guitarists, one would just play that and I would just do this. And then you're just going to slide this shape up to the 9th fret. So that part is going to go like this. You do that twice, and then we have this little climb in, which kind of plays into the verse riff, but it's all easy power chords. Quick, that if you're enjoying this lesson and you want to learn more Ghost songs, there's a bunch more on the channel. We got Square Hammer, we got Dance Macabre, we got Call Me Little Sunshine. We got a bunch. We got a metric shit ton of Ghost lessons for you. And the one thing I always try to do in these videos is I try to make it seem like you are in the room with me and I'm giving you a one-on-one private guitar lesson. So not only do I try to talk you through the song, but all my lessons tend to have these little tidbits of information about just general guitar playing that you could apply to everything, not just Mummy Dust or Square Hammer or what have you, whatever song you're working on. I invite you to just explore the channel, see if you're looking to learn another Ghost song, maybe it's on here. If it's not, let me know in the comments. I have a queue probably 4 years long that I'm trying to narrow down. So if you're thinking you want to learn a thing or two in the next couple of months, hit that subscribe button because there's more Ghost lessons on the way. Now, it would mean the world to me. And now we'll get back to the video. So we're going to go 4, 5, 8, 9, 8. And you notice I'm just going to use these 2 fingers because we can totally do that. It's going to be pointer for 4, bring your middle to 5, slide up to 9, and then drop back to 8. And then we do that again, and that brings us into our verse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... Now there's a palm muting pattern here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So we're gonna open our palm up. Think of like a gate, right? Like you want to let, I don't know, boats into the harbor. You can't let them all in at once. So we're gonna open the gate on beat 1, and then again on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's your rhythm. That's pretty much the whole verse. Pre-chorus in, or maybe it's the chorus. In God You Trust. Power chord on 8, up to 11, 6, open. In God You Trust. My throat is killing me, man. And then there's this little, I call them the Dokken chords because they, if you ever were fascinated by the hair metal sensation Dokken like I am, they use these all the time. But you go to the open D string and play 3 on the G string. And then you go down to 2, so it's... And then we have this little tag that brings us back. We have 1, 1 on the low E string. We have 1, 3, 1, open, and I kind of do like a pull off. I'm really just hitting the 1, and I'm like kind of half muting it. And then I go back to the first fret of A, and I end on 1 on E. That whole little riff is gonna go like this. And that brings us right back to... that's pretty much the whole song. The only thing that changes is at the end, we go back to our like beginning and we just vamp the open E. It's the same rhythm as, except now we're on the open string, so it's this low guttural C. Mummy Dust. And then the accents are just all these chords from earlier, but they're moved down a whole step. So we have 5, 5 and 4, and up to 7. And if that, you could probably just play the whole power chord if you wanted to. The Mummy Dust. Now you, my friend, can also play Mummy Dust by Ghost. It's a ton of fun to play. It's stupid heavy. I said stupid kind of weird there. I'm so sleep deprived. I literally just got back from a tour last week. Well, I got back last night from a tour last week. So I'm pretty sleep deprived right now. I'm doing this because I really want to hit the ground running with YouTube again. because it's been a void that's been missing in my life. And I wish there were 36 hours in a day, but there's not. Do you think Ghost has a heavier song in their discography? Let me know in the comments below. I would actually say studio-wise, I don't think Mummy Dust is their heaviest, but live, it's definitely the heaviest. That's the video. Hope you learned something, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace out.